Oh, bother, you see what's happened? Oh dear. Can you grab that? I need to grab, you've just grabbed the tea towel and blot it all up. Oh, what a nuisance.
One on here, do you want to soak it?
Yes. Yes, we better take that away.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. There we go. Things that volunteers do. Just another one, see if I can break another one, that'd be handy. Anyway, it's very annoying. Thank you, that's fantastic.
Is that happening much, dropping?
No. What we need to know, the problem is, isn't it, that people present with certain behaviours, and you think that those behaviours are linked to this current situation. I have always dropped things. The sound of broken crockery was never too far away in my household. Point two, I have always had a tendency to fall over.
That would have made diagnosis difficult.
Well, it would. Let me tell you, I have fallen over tram tracks. I've fallen down the stairs at the Princess Theatre. I've never fallen over on a tennis court or a badminton court or a squash court. Give me a blade of grass or a brick that's a little bit higher than another thing, well then, that's me. All over the floor. Yes, I have a history and a reputation. My sister-in-law says if I'm missing, look on the floor.
Yes, fair enough.
They were due to come at 2 and I had laid there having a rest. I thought, I'll do it because the plumbers will be here and they can pull me out of the chair. Well, they didn't come, did they? And I was getting a bit desperate, A, to get out of there and B, to go to the toilet. So I rang the manager at the plumbing business and said, are these young men coming? He said, well, they've been stuck. I don't think they'd be. I said, well, I'm in a bit of a predicament here. So we sent his dad round.
He did it?
He did. So his dad came in and heaved me up and plonked me in the chair and wheeled me down there and went away.
Wow.
He's a good man.
So how do you navigate that if you've got people coming in the house? You tell them ahead of time that you'll just leave the door open?
No, I've got a key in the people who are coming in.
Tell them
I've got a key in a jar in the left-hand flower pot. Everyone, that's where the key is.
Yeah.
Because for me to get from here down to there at the moment, it's just ridiculous.
It's too long.
Yeah. Mm. I don't feel that these people coming in and out are invading my privacy. It feels a bit like control. The loss of control is the thing that I really resist. This issue of modifying my house, I've resisted that from day one and it's been futile. I've hung on too long, most probably. I mean, to see me coming up the steps is dangerous and it's very slow. And I should have put the ramp in position a month ago, I think. The modification of the house has to do with pride. It's morphing into a nursing home because I don't want to go into a nursing home. I resisted having a frame over the toilet, which was stupid because I'll need it. I was stupid. I resisted having a bed pole. So now I've actually got 2 bed poles because they're really useful for moving around in the bed, and it's very difficult moving around in the bed. The ramp, I got my head around. This ramp out there, I got my head around, but it was the equipment. And I've got to have it. If I want to stay here, that's what I've got to do. So it was a matter of me losing the home that I've been in for the last 20-something years and have loved living in. It's just changed. The assistance in the toilet is not an issue. I need it, and I guess modesty is something I'm singularly lacking in, quite frankly. Now, it's got to be done, and there's no point in being precious about it with this carer that's coming. I mean, she is helping me shower, she's helping me dress. It's pointless being modest and prissy about it. I need it. And so it's not a huge issue. Since November, I'm not driving. It means that I'm using taxis a lot. I'm organising a cab charge, so that's changed. My mobility is really impaired. Walking is extremely difficult. I must have a sleep in the afternoon. If I don't, then I'm really in trouble. So moving around is difficult. If I move in my chair, there's a sense that I'm losing balance sitting in my chair. I'm very dependent on my upper body strength, but that's diminishing. I'm noticing that my arms are heavy, that when I pick things up, they're heavy. A litre of milk is starting to feel heavy. I sometimes think I'm having trouble articulating as clearly as I want to, and it might come over as slurred a bit. I think I'm losing my fine motor skills. It's gradual, and of course it has to do with energy. When I've had a good sleep and a good rest, then they're not as pronounced. If I'm tired, it's obvious. No, I'm not losing me. I'm losing skills and the ability and independence, really. Yeah.
Have you noticed, either just when you're out and about or people you've known, anyone pulling away or avoiding you because they're uncomfortable?
They don't see me. A lot of people don't see. Once you get into a wheelchair, there are a couple of common responses. Either they part like the waters of the Dead Sea and the Israelites, and you have a path through, or they don't see you at all and they start talking to the person who's pushing the wheelchair. Now that is very annoying. Does she have milk in her coffee? The other response is actually really quite nice. People acknowledging that I'm in a wheelchair and making space for me, which is really, really useful, and I'm getting very good at asking for help. And people feel good when I'm getting people getting me in and out of shops and things. They feel good about themselves. I'm very good at saying, "Excuse me, I need help." I had a very interesting conversation last month with a neurologist. My diaphragm strength has lessened, and she spent a lot of time talking to me about peg feeds. And she was saying, I mean, the deal is if I want a peg feed, if I have it done while my lungs are in an okay condition, then I can have it done under a general. If I leave it until my lungs are really not that flash, it's got to be done under sedation, and it's a very unpleasant procedure. And I listened to all of this, and it was very sensible, and I understand that at some stage my swallowing will be non-existent. But just for the moment, I'm not going to even consider it at the moment. I don't want it. And in that, I feel fairly strong. Right, okay. It's a long while, isn't it? Okay, there's a gradual decline in strength, more noticeable in my hands. To pick up a cup of coffee would be so difficult. The obvious change, which seems to be progressing quite quickly, is my speech. And I'm finding that talking is arduous, especially on the phone. I'm finding that people firstly, not recognizing my voice and not understanding what I'm saying. So everything is a bit slow and somewhat frustrating, especially if I'm in a crowded restaurant. I'm speaking softly, so I'm tending to move into a spectator role, which is bloody infuriating because I have a lot I want to talk about and I can't be heard.
And the other big change for you is you've now almost got 24-hour carers in the house.
Yeah, but I'm a hospitable person, and when they come in during the day, I have to get my head around the fact that they're here to work and they're not guests. So I have to find a way of absenting myself. Or just saying to them, I need to be quiet, or I need rest. It means that life is a constant round of people coming in and out. I have people from MND, people from Access. I have now Melbourne City Mission Palliative Care. I have my carers, and they all come in and I need them. The issue is, for me, the loss of solitude. I'm very happy in my own company for the most part. The people in Bethlehem have been talking for a long time about the inevitability of my swallowing becoming very difficult. And I don't want a pig feed tube. And so I've said to them, no, I don't want it until I have to. And there's a bit of a sense of judgment almost. The nurse said to me, well, you might miss the boat, you know, but it's my decision and I'll have to wear it. But I really do not want a pig feed until I have to have it.
Are you still feeling like you're in control?
It will destroy me, but at the moment I'm working with it. Let's put it that way. There's no point fighting it. I'll work with it as much and as best I can.
But there's a disconnect between your mind hasn't slowed down and you haven't changed, and yet the way you can express that is becoming harder, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But at least I still do have my mind, and I still can see the ridiculous and the beautiful and the profound, and that's at the moment is good.